Good morning, and welcome to the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Margie Sammons. I'm a practitioner here and a ministerial student, and I am honored to be guiding you in this morning's meditation. So I invite you to take this time to just sit back and get comfortable, relax in your seat, and become conscious of your breath. Breathe in through the heart and out through the heart. Breathe in this new day and breathe out all the clouds of the past. Breathing in and breathing out. Relax into your own personal rhythm of breath. Embrace the newness and release the old. Allow your breath to set a rhythm for your body, for the synchronicity that breathing through the heart creates. Your breath through your lungs, your blood through your veins. Even your cells bear witness to this powerful rhythm that flows in union with your heartbeat. Your physical body aligns with the rhythm of your heart. And your spiritual body easily and effortlessly aligns itself to the rhythm of spirit, to the birth of newness and the release of old. So in this sacred space where time stands still and the energy of Source Eternal fills your soul, I invite you to use that energy, that power to change the world. Emanate love and kindness out into the world. Give with all your heart. Wherever there is pain, flood that space with compassion. Be willing to lean into discomfort and allow it to teach you. You are a divine being, blessed, complete, and perfect in essence. Allow that essence of love to spring forth into the world, healing by revealing the Spirit of God everywhere, giving your light, your love, your kindness, your compassion into the world. Where there is hatred, sow love. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. I invite you to use this time to make a difference in the world through your connection to it and to Spirit. Give your light, your love, your kindness, and your compassion to the world. So I invite you to bring your consciousness back from its expanded state. Gently and easily return your focus to your breathing and draw your energy back into your heart. Become aware of your room, your seat, your physical body. And as you go forward into your week, remember that it is in giving that we receive. As a gratitude note, thank you to Gary Lynn Floyd for allowing us to use his music Speechless for this meditation. And stay with us. You can view the faces of God in a moment, and our service begins at 10:30. Namaste.
Good morning. Welcome to the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Kristen Pierce, and I am a practitioner here. And it is my pleasure to bring you the announcements. Also, everyone is invited to the Zoom room where I am. So, of course, you want to be here for the Sunday celebration. And the link for that is in your newsletter that comes out through email. You can also check out our service anytime on YouTube at Columbus CSL. Please feel free to share our service and put it on your own Facebook page. For everyone on Zoom with us today, please feel free to turn on your videos so we can see each other, and please keep yourself muted. Thank you. Okay, moving on to the rest of the announcements. Mark your calendars for our next Open Hearts Open Mic event on Friday, June 11th from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Watch for your upcoming CCSL Weekly Word e-newsletter for that Zoom link. You can also find the link on our Facebook page. Would you like to share your amazing talents on an upcoming Open Hearts Open Mic? Well, then Jim Hetzer is the one to contact, and his email is JAHETZER@sbcglobal.net. Please join us for our next monthly CCSL community meeting on Sunday, June 13th at 12 p.m. via Zoom. A variety of topics are covered. There is always Q&A time. This session is not recorded. You can join us using the same Zoom link we use for Sunday service. Third, if you haven't filled out the CCSL Summer 2021 survey from the Weekly Word, please be sure to respond because it will be closing shortly. The survey is about your preferences regarding in-person services this summer, and your voice definitely makes a difference, so please fill out the survey. It took me about 60 seconds. Okay, the Core Council wants to remind members that if they would like to join a Core Council meeting, then you're welcome. All you have to do is reach out to one of the Core Council members for the link, and the Core Council meetings are held every third Sunday of the month. Do you have a suggestion, a comment, or something you would like to share with the CCSL leadership team? We have a suggestion box, so email it to ccslsuggestionbox@gmail.com. And finally, if you would like prayer after service or any time at all throughout the week, you can find our prayer practitioners, including me, on our website, columbuscsl.org, or you can submit a prayer request on our Facebook page. Okay, that is the news for today. Please enjoy our opening song.
Sorry about that.
Sorry about this, you guys. It looks like we are having some technical difficulties. Here we go. Nope. Oh my goodness.
I think I got it now, if you let
Okay.
me.
Yeah, go ahead.
I wish you peace. I wish you joy. I wish you love, 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 love. I wish you faith in yourself to reveal all that you've come here to be. Love is my choice. Love is my decision. Love is my voice. Love is my religion. Love is my religion. I wish you strength. I wish you courage. Wish you love, 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 love. I wish you purpose to create all your dreams and co-conspire with the light of your life. Love is my choice. Love is my decision. Love is my voice. Love is my religion. Love is my religion. Oh, your answers to eternity are always deep inside you. That freedom of expression is yours to choose right now. Love is my choice, my religion. Love is my decision. Love is my voice. If you know the words. Love is my religion. Oh, love is my joy, my religion. Love is my decision. Yeah, yeah. Love is my voice, my religion. Love is my religion. Love is my religion. Oh, love is my religion. Love is. Come on, y'all, sing it for mama. Love is my religion. Love is. Love is my religion. Love is. Love is. Love is. Love
Good morning. Good morning and welcome to the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Reverend Amy Papadoupolo, and I am honored to be here with you this morning. Thank you for joining us, whether you're joining us on Zoom or on our YouTube channel, Columbus CSL. We are honored to have you here, and we're glad you're here with us. If you have not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do that now. And remember to give it a thumbs up and to ring the bell. So now, will you please say our mission statement along with me? We serve the transformation of individual lives through education, spiritual practice, and deep community using the science of mind principles as our compass. I'd like to thank practitioner Margie Salmons for that beautiful meditation this morning, and she is holding virtual high watch right now so that we can go deeper into consciousness. Our opening song was Love Is My Religion, sung by Jamie Lula. And thank you, Tammy, for your persistence there and getting the song up and running. Sometimes technology just does those things. So now I'd like to reintroduce our practitioner of the day, Kristen Pierce.
And so with the ringing of this bowl, we begin our service. And I would like to introduce our community member, Jim Hetzer, who will be giving us our reading this morning. Jim?
Good morning. It is good to have the opportunity to share readings with you today. The theme for this month from the Center for Spiritual Living is the Soul's Call. Our first reading is from the glossary of Ernest Holmes' book, Science of Mind, and it talks about non-resistance. Fighting any adverse condition only increases its power over us because we are making a reality of it. Someone has said that the language of resistance is pain, but non-resistance finds the harmony of the universe and swings it into motion, going with the stream of power which nourishes and protects. Resistance is the offspring of fear and ignorance. Non-resistance is the offspring of love. Our second readings briefly discusses how our lives are composed of choices that we make when we experience life. We have a contribution from practitioner Tracy Brown discussing how we respond to choices. Pain can be your motivation for a breakdown, a breakup, or a breakthrough. What do you choose?
Thank you, Jim. Thank you very much. And now let's take a moment of silence together. I am grateful. I am grateful as I sit here and I breathe, knowing that all there is God. There is nothing that is not God. This breath, this body, this room, this community is all God. I am a part of God. Each person here and everywhere is a part of God. There is no separation, and God is the love, the peace, the wholeness, the health, the vitality, the wahoo. God is all there is. I am a part of it, and there is no separation. All the words shared today are God words. All the ears hearing those words are God ears. And I trust in this moment that each word that is spoken is divinely inspired, and that each word that is heard is also divinely inspired, and it goes straight to the heart and into action when necessary. I am grateful. I lift this up. I let it go. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Kristen. It was a great prayer to set us up. All right. So we always use a script here, and there was one more reading. So I'm going to invite Jim back on to give us that third reading. Jim?
Unmute, Jim.
Okay. This is a reading by Roy T. Bennett. He is the author of the book, The Light in the Heart, and it talks about the importance of the choices we make. Attitude is a choice. Happiness is a choice. Optimism is a choice. Kindness is a choice. Giving is a choice. Respect is a choice. Whatever choice you make makes you. Choose wisely.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So let's talk about like that idea of choosing, the idea of having spiritual tools for our toolbox so that we can use them in our everyday life. Because what is it? How does it go? That if you only have a hammer in your toolbox, everything looks like a nail. So that's one of the things that we do in Centers for Spiritual Living is that we teach and practice and use all kinds of different spiritual tools. So, like Jim said earlier, our monthly theme is the Soul's Call. And that is the monthly theme for June. And if you go to or watch any Center for Spiritual Living Sunday talk, we have the option of using these themes. It is not a requirement, but many of our international centers, because we are all around the globe, do use these themes. So this month's theme, and you also might have it in your journal, because I know many of us bought journals. So the monthly theme is the Soul's Call, and our talk title today is Pushed by Pain. So the context, the monthly context that we're going to talk about this in the Soul's Call is what Carl Jung said. He said, "Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakens." And that's what we're about here at Centers for Spiritual Living and at CCSL, is about waking up. It's about remembering who we are. The Soul's Call is this deep, intimate, challenging, and exponentially powerful. That's our soul's call. And it will globally benefit all of us as we listen and we heed and we follow our individual soul's call. And we're invited by our soul to do this every day. And at Centers for Spiritual Living, one of our global themes is a world that works for everyone. And one of the things that probably the main tenet that we teach in Science of Mind is that there is only one. There is only one God. There is only one spirit, no matter what you call it, energy, source. There's only one. And it individuates in each one of us uniquely. So even though we can look around and we can see different people and we can see different values and different attitudes and different, just all kinds of differences, at our core, humanity at our core is the same. It's this divineness that connects all of us. So the context for today's topic is suppose we didn't deny pain. Suppose, this one is a little bit harder, at least for me. Suppose we didn't avoid pain. Suppose rather that we embraced it. We embraced it as an invitation to a higher consciousness, embraced it as a invitation to a deeper love, and embraced it as the opportunity to be more resolute to faith in action. Ernest Holmes, our founder, said, "I believe everything is as real as it's supposed to be. If a person hurts, they hurt, and there is no use denying it." So we don't deny that pain is real. We know that if, like Dr. Holmes said, if we're hurting, we acknowledge, yes, we're hurting. But he also told us that it's not necessary. And like Jim told us, choice. So much of it is about how we see things, the lens through which we see the world. So like I said, our Centers for Spiritual Living, our global vision, I want to go back and touch on that. Our global vision is related to today's topic of pushed by pain. Because at Centers for Spiritual Living and CSL, we envision humanity awakening to its spiritual magnificence and discovering the creative power of thought. A world where every person discovers his or her own personal power and the ability to create an individual life that works within a world that works for everyone. So in religious science or science of mind, we talk about awakening. Sometimes you'll hear it say there is nothing to be healed, just more God to be revealed. It's about remembering who we are, because if it's all one and if it's all God, then we have to be a unique expression of that, because there's nothing else we can be. So we wake up to that. We remember that. We practice that. And we have some core values and some core principles. And I want to talk just a little bit about the ones that are relevant to today's topic and relevant to a world that works for everyone. A few of our core values are: life is constantly evolving. Holmes taught that the spiral of life is upward. Life is constantly evolving. Another one of our values is, this is one of my favorites: there never was a mistake made. There are no mistakes being made, and there never will be. Think about that. If there are no mistakes, have never been any mistakes, and never will be any mistakes. Take a moment. How does that make you feel? I don't know about you, but I know for me, it gives me great relief. It gives me great compassion. And also it gives me, I kind of bristle at that a little bit, because I think, but what about when this person did me wrong? Didn't they make a mistake? When they came back and they said they were sorry, or maybe they never said they were sorry. Maybe they cut me off in traffic. We'll come back to that. Something else we believe and practice is that principle is not bound by precedent. And precedent is anything that's gone before it. It's the idea of anything or the form that's gone before it, an idea or a form of something. Principle is our law of cause and effect. That law of cause and effect is not bound. Just because it's been done one way over and over and over doesn't mean that it has to be done that way again. We can create something new and different and unique. I feel a sneeze coming on. Excuse me. Bless me. So as we're moving on, I'm on like the second day of a cold, so I'm a little congested, and so excuse me if I sniffle. I will try very hard not to. Okay, two more things I want to talk about, and then move into some other ideas. In our Declaration of Principles, we say we believe that heaven is within us and that we experience it to the degree we become conscious of it. Heaven is within us. And we can experience that when we wake up to it, when we become conscious of it. We don't practice or teach that heaven's out there, up there after we die. In fact, our founder Holmes said he doesn't know what happens after we die. So he didn't teach on it because he didn't know. What he did say, though, and what we believe in practice is the immortality of the soul. Is the immortality of the soul, right? We're energy. You can't destroy energy. So we continue on. Excuse me. And then the last part about our principles here is that in our Declaration of Principles, we say and believe and teach, we believe in the healing of the sick and the control of conditions through the power of the mind. We believe in the healing of the sick and the control of conditions through the power of the mind. The conditions we talk about is what you see around you, what we see around us. These are the conditions. This is the outpicturing of the tendency of thoughts that we have. And we can influence what's happening in our lives through the power of the mind, not only our mind, but the universal mind. That big M, ours is the little m, the big M. As we focus on, talk about, and practice what we want and pray, we can manifest those things that we focus on. And I'll just take it one step beyond that as well. And I've been talking a little bit about the stages of consciousness. 1 is victim, 2 is manifestation, 3 is through me, and 4 is as me. You know, it's important to be able to use that manifestation, that number 2. We have bills to pay. We have mortgages, we have rent, we have groceries. We can manifest that, and we can open up to this bigger idea of God is all there is, and it works through us. And I'm thinking about the theme today, pushed by pain. There's a great line that says, are we being pushed by pain or pulled by faith? Are you being pushed by pain or pulled by faith? And I would invite you to think about that word faith. What do you have faith in? I remember, I don't know, I'd probably been in this philosophy about 10 years, and I used to always say I had faith. And then it occurred to me, hang on, Amy, what is your faith in? And it's changed and it's evolved and it continues to change. And I can say today, my faith lies in the fact, the idea, my belief that everything always works out for me. And I have some things coming up in my talks that things have manifested in my life, not for today, but you know, sometimes we need to give God time. I think we live in this culture that's so instantaneous. But man, got to give God time. It's a funny story. Oh gosh, it's probably been, I don't know, 5, 7, 8 years ago that we as a community were supposed to go camping. And because we used to do these camping trips. I think it was in the fall, maybe in the spring. I don't remember, maybe both. But we used to go camping as a community, and we would rent cabins and we would all go down there, and it was great fun. We would have drum circles and community, and oh, it was fun. I'm sure some of you remember that. I know some of you here were at our camping retreats. But one time we were going to go camping, and we all had our cabins reserved, and we were supposed to go starting on that Thursday or Friday. And I think it was Monday, we got a call that the cabins where we were supposed to stay had an infestation of bed bugs. That's what we heard. So the person that was organizing the trip called Reverend Molly, and we were talking, called me, and we were all talking about, like, what should we do with this trip? Should we cancel it? Should we, we don't want to take our whole community down to where they had an infestation of bed bugs. So Tuesday, the decision was made, cancel the camping trip for that year. So our annual camping trip was canceled. And I remember thinking to myself, are we sure? Are we sure that this is the right idea? Are we sure we're doing the right thing? Of course, in my mind, I don't want anybody to get bed bugs. I don't want to take our whole community down there and get bed bugs. But there was just something within me that was like, what's going on? What's going on? So Reverend Molly and I talked about it, and I took it into prayer. And we found out on Thursday, we had already canceled it. People got their money back. That was from Tuesday. On Thursday, we found out that they no longer had bed bugs. They knew they had had bed bugs. They took care of it. They treated it. And we actually could have gone on our camping trip. And I think about that sometimes, oftentimes. And in my mind, I think, give God bed bug time. Give God bed bug time. Like sometimes when we're pushed by pain, pushed by fear, that response was so quick. We were so quick to let people know that we were going to cancel that trip. Had we just taken it into prayer, maybe let the community know, this is what's going on. We're going to take it into prayer. We'll let you know in a couple days. Had we given God some bed bug time and not canceled that trip, we still could have gone camping that year. That's that pushed by fear or pulled by faith. So our founder, Ernest Holmes, reminds us, there's this question which naturally arises. Why all the suffering? Why all the sorrow? Why all the pain? Why has tragedy accompanied the journey of man? There is no other way through which true individuality can evolve. Man must be let alone to discover himself, else be compelled arbitrarily to follow one road, in which case he would be an automaton and not an individual. I read this one last week. I love this idea. That's the idea of free will. We have free will in order to be unique individuals. Because if we didn't have free will, we would just be doing the same thing everybody else is doing. Right? When our life is not working the way we would like, pain invites us to revisit our purpose and consciously redirect our path. So I want to share one of Ronald Reagan's favorite jokes. The joke is about two little boys, either 5 or 6, And their parents were worried that they had developed these extremely polar opposite personalities. One was a pessimist and one was an optimist. And their parents were so concerned about them that they took them to a psychiatrist. So the psychiatrist treated the pessimist first, trying to brighten his outlook. The psychiatrist took him to this room, piled all the way to the ceiling with brand new toys. And you would think that the little boy would be so delighted, but instead, the pessimist burst into tears. And the psychiatrist was baffled, right? Said, "What is the matter? Don't you want to play with any of these toys? They're all brand new and they're all for you." And the little boy said, "Yes, but I'd only break them if I played with them." So then the psychiatrist went to the other little boy, the optimist, and trying to dampen down his outlook, trying to even it out, the psychiatrist then took him to a room piled floor to ceiling with horse manure. But the little boy, instead of wrinkling his nose and turning away with disgust, the little optimist yelped with delight. And that was the yelp that the psychiatrist was hoping to hear from the pessimist. Then the little optimist climbed his way to the very top of the pile of horse manure, dropped down to his knees, and began to scoop with his bare hands like this. The psychiatrist said, "What are you doing?" And the little optimist was confused. He said to the psychiatrist, "With all this manure, there must be a pony in here somewhere." There must be a pony in there somewhere. So if you've got a big pile of horse manure in your life, keep digging. There's a pony in there somewhere. And we all have fertilizer in our life, right? The idea is our lives are like a garden. It's like a garden as it goes through the different seasons. Sometimes it's spring, summer, fall, and winter. We've talked about that, planting the seeds in the winter. Right now it's spring, getting into summer. We're coming back alive. We're coming to life. The seeds that we have planted are coming about. What if we saw pain as the fertilizer? To use the pain to prepare the grass and the flowers and the trees and the seeds that we plant. You know, fertilizer, there are essential nutrients in it. So my question to you would be, whatever pain you're experiencing right now, what is the essential ingredient in that pain required for your development? What's that pain guiding you to release or enhance or substitute in order to achieve what you really want? And the idea about pain, the funny thing about pain is that oftentimes we think our pain makes us special. And it does not. I heard Reverend David Alt many years ago in Asilomar stand up and give a talk. And the first thing he said was, "My pain does not make me special." And he had a horrible childhood, abusive mother. And, you know, I thought a lot about my pain does not make me special. I thought a lot about what he said. I have a good story. I personally have a good story. Many of you know it. We all have good stories. We could have good stories going on right now. I know some of you do. That's not what makes you special. What makes you special is your unique individualization of the one. So, last thing I want to say is pain is not punishment. And I think many of us who have been in this teaching for a while can get that. But I really, really want us all, especially those of us who have been in religious science a long time, to really, really get this. We haven't done anything wrong if we're experiencing pain. It used to be, like right now I have a cold, used to be when I first got into religious science, if I had a cold or somebody had an ailment, they would say, what's in your thinking? What were you thinking a week ago that created this? But we've moved away from that as a movement. Moved away from that because it can be really used as a spiritual 2x4. Pain, it's more likely you have either set up a clear intention or have a deep desire to change something. Therefore, anything that's not in your highest and your best with what you've set up that you want is going to come forward, and it's going to cause pain to be replaced. And when we replace something with a new paradigm, man, I tell you, that old paradigm does not go out easily. Sometimes it does, but oftentimes it doesn't. We don't let go. That old paradigm will go out kicking and screaming. I think about like when I start a healthy eating plan or a diet, man, do I want cookies or potato chips? It's like, come on. But it's that old paradigm that is just right there. Pain is pushing us to be pulled by the faith. Now, today, especially as we're getting out of COVID, especially as things are opening up, now is the time to get rid of anything that's a barrier to your best life. And also, when you've got pain, press pause. Think about that bed bug time. Think about giving spirit some room to move. And if you've got a big pile of manure somewhere, keep digging. There's a pony in there somewhere. And if you need help, call one of us. Call me, call a practitioner, call a friend. So I'm going to give you an affirmation if you choose to use it. It is, I transform pain into fertilizer for my next success. I transform pain into fertilizer for my next success. And here's our call to action. None of us enjoys painful experiences, but instead of avoiding pain, instead of ignoring pain, instead of pretending it doesn't exist, from now on, accept it, use it in a positive way, invite it in for you to be transformed. This week, remember, whatever pain you are experiencing can inspire you to choose what you want instead. Transform that pain into fertilizer and then do the work to transform your life. It's a spiritual tool. So let's take this into prayer. So from this place of remembering that God is all there is, I know I am one with that one. And this is true for each and every person hearing my voice, that we are that unique expression of the divine. And what I know about God is love and life and light and beauty, wisdom, joy, and abundance and fertilizer. So I speak my word right here and right now on behalf of each and every person here, each and every person watching later, that whatever pain is coming up in our lives, we allow it to crack ourselves open to more good, more God in our lives as we experience the oneness, as we experience God in and through and around all things. And we also remember to press pause and give God some bed bug time. For what I remember right now is that God does not wear the same kind of watch that I do. So I have faith that everything always turns out for my highest and best good. And what's true for me is true for each and every person. That it's all working for my good, and good is the outpicturing of more life, of more love, of more abundance, prosperity, well-being, of all of that is life promoting. That is good. And I surrender to the good of the universe. I surrender to the one, and I allow that love of God to fill me, to be me, to express through me. And for all of this, and so much more that I cannot even imagine or put into words, I accept this on behalf of myself and each person hearing my voice. I accept this expansion. I expect and accept being pulled by faith that God is good all the time, right here and right now, in, through, and as me and each and every one of us. So I release this prayer knowing it is absolutely done, because the word has been spoken and the law has received it and always says yes. I release it and I let it go. And together we say, and so it is. So now is the time for the giving of our gifts. Thank you for all of the ways that you are continuing to support our center during these times, especially since we've been on Zoom. I know probably everybody on here, but many of us have pledged a certain amount, and we have created our budget in response to that pledge amount. So we appreciate you keeping up with your pledges, because it allows us to work with the budget. If you need to adjust your pledge, you can absolutely do that. Call Robin or send her an email, or you can also send her a private Facebook message. So it's important that we keep up with those, just so that we can, as a center, we can fulfill our mission statement of creating a world that works for everyone. And if you need a prayer for success or money or support or anything or abundance, call one of our practitioners, call me, because we know that God is our source. We know that we are simply circulating Spirit's energy in the form of money by giving and receiving. And there are many ways to give, many ways to fulfill your pledge. You can text to give at 614-681-8616. You can go to our website, which is what I usually do, columbuscsl.org, and click on the PayPal button. You can also snail mail it to CCSL, P.O. Box 14462, Columbus, Ohio 43214. You can also set up automatic payment through your bank, and you can do that. If you need some help doing that, let Robin know. And thank you for the moderators on Zoom and on YouTube to put those in the chat. So please say our affirmation with me. My gift goes forth to heal and bless and prosper. It does its good and perfect work and returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. Stay tuned for our circulation song.
circulation, circulation. When I open up a channel to receive, when I open up my heart and just believe, when I know I am infinity, when I open up my soul I can see, I can feel it. Can you feel it? Circulation, circulation, ooh, circulation, circulation.
I am so grateful. I am so grateful for the financial abundance that is me, that is each person here, that is God, because there can be nothing else. God is abundance. God is that eternal givingness and receivingness, and I am a part of that, and each person here is a part of that, and there is so much wealth. There is so much wealth. When I open my eyes, I see it. When I breathe, I feel it. There can be nothing else. I am grateful for all the support for the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living, knowing that it continues to move forward abundantly and prosperously, growing all the time. I am grateful. I lift it up, I let it go, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Kristen. I'd like to thank Margie Sammons for the meditation and for High Watch today. Thank you, Kristen Piers, for our prayers and for assisting today. Thank you to Jim Hetzer for the readings today. Thank you, Tammy Evans, for the video sharing. Thank you, Robin Brookhouse, for being our YouTube moderator. Thank you, Jay Westfall, for being our Zoom host and for doing the slides. Thank you to Jamie Lula for sharing his music. Thank you to Carissa Holmes and the Center Trio, Tony Bernardi on piano, Steve Paracas on bass, and Joe Nelson on drums for sharing their music with us today. And I believe just a really quick shout out to Gary Lynn Floyd that Margie used his music today for us as well. And thank you to all of you who are here either live and in person, on Zoom or on YouTube. Thank you, all of you who are watching later on. It helps us get our message out into the world. Like we talked about last week, we're not the best kept secret anymore. We are out there. So if you are joining us for the very first time and you want some more information on who we are and about what we believe and what we practice, you are welcome to, we can send you a welcome packet. So you can either call Robin at the office and you can find that number online on the website, or you can also go to Facebook and send us a private message and we will be happy to get that out to you. So now please say our blessing with me. There is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. And that life is my life now. And so it is. Thank you for joining us today. And please enjoy another one of Jamie Lula's amazing songs. There's a healing going on.
There's a healing going on. Oh, there's a healing going on. Yeah, yeah. Let me walk to the banks of the river of love, where the current runs deep, baptized in the one, where there's no separation, and the light is all we see. Honoring all our differences, and love will set us free. Oh, Mother, Father, God, there's a healing going on. Mother, Father, God, there's a healing going on. Mother, Father, God, there's a healing going on. I say, oh, you rock my soul. I say, oh, you rock my soul. I see the blessings of the past. It's time to requalify. Let not forget, but none of forget. God knows that we gotta try. It's my responsibility to heal the wounds in me. Compassion, faith, and hope, and love, and truth will set us free. Oh, yeah, Mother, Father, God, there's a healing going on. There's a healing. Mother, Father, God, there's a healing going on. There's a healing. Mother, Father, God, there's a healing going on. I say, oh, you rock my soul. I say, oh, you rock my soul. Oh, Lord, I said, Mother, Father, God, there's a healing going on. Mother, Father, God, there's a healing going on. Mother, Father, God, there's a healing going on. I say, oh, you rock my soul. I say, oh, you rock my soul. Oh, Lord, I said, Mother, Father, God, there's a healing going on. I said, Mother, Father, God, there's a healing going on. I said, Mother, Father, God, there's a healing going on. I said, oh, you rock my soul. I said, oh, you rock my soul. Oh, Lord, I said, Mother, Father, God, there's a healing going on. I said, Mother, Father, God, there's a healing going on. I said, Mother, Father, God, there's a healing going on. I said, oh, you rock my soul, oh, Lord. I said, oh, you rock my soul, oh, oh. I said, oh, you rock my soul, oh, oh. I said, oh, you